AMD have just announced something big at Computex 2025, and this is for the RX 9060 XT. They've got two models here, the 8GB and the 16GB. Now, for me personally, the 8GB is looking pretty irrelevant, where the 16GB model is coming in at $349, and then the 8GB model is $299. So it's just a $50 premium for that double amount of VRAM, which I think is well worth it on a budget range card. Now, the best thing is we're going to unbox this Steel Legend for you guys, the 16GB edition. It is an OC edition too, so it will have a higher power limit across both the 16 and 8GB models, as we can see right here on the card. But this will be a 182 watt TDP card, and you'll see the boost clock there is really high, 3.3 gigahertz. So AMD means business when they are going head to head with Nvidia's 5060 Ti. Now, it's important to point out that with the 5060 Ti, that's coming in at $379 for the 8GB model. And so from AMD, you're getting a 16GB card for $349. That's apparently going to be about, according to AMD's own numbers, around 15% faster. But here's the funny thing with the actual graphics card itself. When we get these numbers in for you guys straight after Computex, we're going to be comparing this graphics card right here, the Steel Legend 5060 Ti 16GB, up against that 5060 Ti 16GB. Where that 16GB is $80 more expensive than AMD's card. Now, on the budget range, when you start to go down to that $300 price point, this is where every dollar counts. So this is where AMD has done a good decision here to make a faster card, at least in terms of raw rasterization performance, but also better value. So it looks like they are going to win out the price performance crown here. They're talking about the two different models ASRock has on display. We'll pull up some B-roll for you guys. And we've got here the Challenger. That'll be the MSRP model. And so the Steel Legend will come in about $20, I'm told, more expensive over the MSRP. But for that price, you get the 3 fans. You also get the RGB and the fancy looks. But with the Challenger, that's going to have a 170 watt TDP. So 182 watts on the Steel Legend, 170 watts on the Challenger, but they're both going to be OC models. And that's compared against AMD's 150 watt and 160 watt TDP reference profiles. So the 8GB model is going to have a 150 watt, and the 16GB model is going to have a 160 watt. So ASRock's giving you a bit of an OC there, boosting the clocks higher. However, me personally, of course, when it comes to reviewing this thing, I will be definitely undervolting the card and checking out how low it can go, because the RX 9070 XT is already a very good undervolting card. Not just the XT though, the 9070 vanilla too. However, one thing I will complain about is not just the 8GB model kind of being more irrelevant by the day, especially when it's only a $50 premium for the 16GB model, but also the 60 class card. Just like I critiqued with Nvidia with the 60 Ti and the 60 class card, they feel more like 50 class cards. And I was talking to ASRock about this. Of course, they have no control over what GPU naming and GPU dies they're able to distribute from AMD. Because if we look at the 5600 XT, I believe it was, that was a 192-bit bus, and it was about 75% of the hardware of the 5700 XT, for instance. And so that 60 class card that you're used to getting from both Nvidia and AMD seems like it's more a 50 class card in that 60 class naming scheme. So that is one of my biggest complaints, not just about the Nvidia side of things, but also the AMD side of things. However, it is good to see that AMD, with that in mind, is focusing on giving a hard hit to the competition, which is Nvidia. However, that aside, there is one more thing to talk about that is unique and is a better upgrade over the RTX 5060 Ti. And this is the fact that this finger right here on all the models, so all the 8GB and 16GB 9060 XT class cards, it's going to be a 16x speed there. So full 16x PCIe Gen 5, rather than going down to a Gen 5 8x. Now, there is one caveat though with the actual card itself. One of the design choices that they've gone with here is to save a single port and go with just 2 display ports, 2 outs, and 1 HDMI 2.1 out. But for me personally, I think it's okay, because me personally, I don't know anyone who uses more than 3 monitors off a mid-range PC. It's more when you're going for those real high-end computers, then you need the extra display ports. And probably on top of that, they're buying like the highest end model, people who are hooking up 5 or 6 monitors. So going with a triple monitor support there, not too bad. Like, it's one thing that's taken away, but it's still not that bad, that being all said. However, this right here is the 9060 XT class card. We'll be testing this out very soon, but let's check out some of the other models that are on the showroom floor and see what ASRock is cooking up, not just with AMD, but also with Intel. Now, continuing on with the new graphics cards announced by AMD at Computex, we've got this right here, the Creator AI Pro R9700. Now, this one is obviously got that 32 gigabytes. It's based on the RX 9070 XT's base with the 64 compute units. However, you'll notice it's got a bit of a small footprint here with a 12 volt 2x6 on the back. So that connector, I know people are critical of it, especially when it moves up to 450 watts and 600 watts on those higher end RTX cards. But I feel like 300 watts around this level and under, it's actually convenient, especially when you're moving into small form factors like Mini ITX. But this card right here, the price is still unannounced from ASRock, and it's set to come out very soon. But the thing is, it will be available, unlike Intel's higher VRAM card, this will be available on retail shelves. Though right beside that is this 9060 XT Challenger that we were talking about before. This is going to be the MSRP model from ASRock, the $299 for the 8 gigabyte and the 349 for the 16 gigabyte model. But you'll notice this has an advantage over the regular MSRP models, and that's going to be OC'd out of the box to nearly 3.3 gigahertz. So that's pretty impressive, as well as those two, what looks like 100mm fans. That's going to do a pretty good job of cooling. I can't wait to test out not just the Steel Legend, but also the Challenger here, because it looks pretty neat. So flipping this script a little bit, we've got some Intel GPUs behind us here, and what we're starting off with is a new release from Intel that's gone very quiet. This is the Intel Arc Pro B60, and this particular edition here is the Creator model. Now, essentially from what I'm told with the B60 edition, it is basically a B580 with double the VRAM. However, the really interesting caveat here is that it's not going to be available for just regular sale on retail shelves. So if you want one of these cards in your rig, you're going to have to go via some business-to-business distribution chain to acquire one. It's a little bit weird, but then there's also apparently a dual chip that's got 48 gigabytes. And so they're more intended for AI workstations and other things that involve a lot of heavy VRAM usage. However, just beside that, they got a really interesting addition here, and that's just a passive Arc Pro B60. So if you want a small form factor card, single slot, with 24 gigabytes of VRAM, that's gonna actually service some people really well, as well as a single 8-pin power connector. Now just above that, we've got the regular Challenger cards, the B570 as well as the B580 Challenger. And then just besides that, you've got your Steel Legend. Now the last GPU on display that is a concept card is the 9070 XT Taichi in white. So this one doesn't have an official release date. They're pretty much putting this as a concept on display. And this is coming off the back of about 2 months ago, the release of the 9070 XT Taichi in black. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the cleanest looking Taichi cards I have seen to date. So really smooth design, coupled in with the fact that the RX 9070 XT is already AMD's best card that they've launched. I think it's time for AMD to get a bit more market share in the GPU space. And with all that aside, guys, this wraps up the AMD announcement release covering the cards that they talked about at Computex, as well as looking at ASRock's GPUs in particular for this announcement. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any questions or comments about the GPUs here, let me know in the comments section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to hit that like button for us. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out for now. Bye.